What up? What up? What's good in the hood? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one is the headlines of 2023, y'all. It's been a wild year. It's been a real wild year. Special guest in the building, Sean B. What up?
Come Up King on
All right.
YouTube. Look, like, follow, subscribe. Come Up King 2215.
That's what's up. Come up, King. Black male in the building. What's good?
Shalom, what up? 144, the chosen one, the
All right.
governor,
The
official.
governor. That's right. That's right. Now, there has been some crazy things that happened in 2023. Let's talk about it, fellas. One of the things was the downfall of the sniper wolf. What you got for that, Sean?
Man, so as we on this channel, right? This is the BMR channel.
Yeah.
You got these huge YouTube celebrities who make crazy amounts of money, and of course, that's every content creator's dream, right? I want to get on. I want to react to videos. I want to, do funny challenges or whatever your niche is. You just kind of wish that whatever lane you choose, it will grow you to be one of the bigger channels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's this girl named SS Sniper Wolf, super sexy Sniper Wolf, and she has been on YouTube for some years, and she has grown her channel to be one of the bigger channels. So much to the point where I want to say she was ranked within the top 10 earners on YouTube.
Wow.
So it's not a common thing. I could be uneducated when I say this, but it's really not a common thing for female channels to grow to be that big, so to say. Now, again, forgive me if I'm wrong, but her channel grew massive. Now, according to a lot of the videos that I've been seeing and the research that I've been seeing, people have kind of exposed her and took this multi-million-dollar channel away from her. And now her multi-million-dollar income stream is now no longer.
Wow. I know a couple of other channels that got demonetized this year. Fresh and Fit, Cynthia G. A lot of people been getting the act. Look, YouTube is,
Cracking down.
don't come after me, YouTube. But they have been not tolerating a whole lot, and apparently you can't come to the platform with certain things. Now, even if you don't have ties to YouTube or whatever, there's a lot of other platforms that you can't really, like. There was this guy who was accused of doing some underage stuff, so they took him off YouTube. They took him off of he went to another platform. They took him off there. They just, I mean, if what's his name can get just X'd off of internet altogether. Not Kevin Samuels, but who's the other guy?
Tate.
Yeah, Andrew Tate. If he can get taken off the whole internet, you got to watch what you say, because the sponsors of all of these places, they pretty much got the say so on who is seen and who is not. So sorry for super sexy Sniper Wolf. What is that, her name?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of S's in that joint, but yeah,
she's another one who, similar to Mr. Beast, got big on playing video games. But I guess the difference in what people are saying, or what the lawsuit states from her ex-husband, says that he was the one playing the video game, and she would just post the video, like the video recording, and react to it as if she was the one actually playing
it. Oh, that's dirty.
That was strike one. Strike two, when they dug into her history, I don't really want to visit too much of this dark history. because it really gets messy as far as like when we reference the underage stuff and what
Mhm.
you're talking about to who. So we're
Mhm.
gonna kind of skip past that. Just know that that was kind of strike two when they brought that up. Strike three was when the guy who was basically exposing her was bringing her to the forefront. She during the heat of the moment, like right in the middle of it, when her channel finally got like questioned and almost demonetized, she decided to pull up in front of dude's house on live, knowing
Oh
you got
wow.
millions of followers.
Yeah,
And
he
so
was
anybody who
he was
feels
pro-
for you, like, oh, that's unfair what you're doing to her. It got to be at least one deranged fan. I hate to say it like that, but
yeah, he
that can
was
get
probably
dangerous.
blackmailing her or whatever. It is what it is. It's a dirty game out there, man.
Can't pull up to
Um
people's houses and expose their address. That's
that's
not.
that's true, but you can't be playing pretending like you playing the game too, and you're not doing that. You misleading the whole audience that you
But I
fakely
will
got.
say,
Yeah.
one outweighs the other one in that scenario, though. Like playing like you, I don't know who she is, to be honest, by the way,
Yeah.
but I will say, just listening to the story, females don't tend to be, top of the list monetarily unless they doing something sexual or something like that, in
Yeah.
my humble opinion. But for her to be playing a video game that's innocent enough, all right, she probably didn't actually play the video game. I get it. But, to, pull up to dude crib and expose his
Address, yeah, that
address
was wrong.
could
Yeah.
invite danger,
That's
that
Yeah,
could
dangerous.
invite
all
danger,
her super
you know.
fans to his house and try to do something to
Yeah,
him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
yeah, it's like a beehive type scenario or something like that.
Yo,
These people be
Black,
having cult followings.
let me ask you something, man. What did you think about the Montgomery Brawl for
Now listen,
2023?
so check this out.
Holding chair.
Yeah, this thing. Well, I will start by saying this too. Like I seen how like it's such a when you're not accustomed to catching the proper L's that you were overly due for, and you start catching L's. Like I'm seeing this country. It's a broader for me. This is a broader thing. It's a whole thing. This is a movement. It's been a shift in the tectonic plates culturally, spiritually, energetically. Like if you ask me, so it's not just the Montgomery thing to me. I'm saying I'm if you're really paying attention, you dialed in, you seeing people who normally are considered the winners in these scenarios are starting to actually catch L's. So I'm saying all that to say you can see the residue of how they still feel like I'm entitled to win no matter what because
Mm.
they, they started the fight,
Hmm.
they lost the fight, they tried to take the brother up on charges after the fight
well,
for
I
defending himself.
well, I think Montgomery is pretty understanding of the black folks who was involved, man. I think that a lot of them kind of got away with a lot of stuff. They a lot of the white people who started or jumped that guy was the ones who caught a lot of the cases. So
Hmm.
No,
you
but
know
but, but what I'm saying is they actually I don't know if it's popular news, but they took him up on charges. He
they
got hit
did.
with charges behind that.
Yeah, it was only
Yeah.
one guy who got hit with charges, and that was the guy who
The
who
chair
took
guy.
the chair guy. Who I mean, Grandma, come on, dog. Yeah. What? Quickly, Sean. What are your thoughts about that situation?
Hey, it was an unfair fight. It was multiple on one, and then backup came, and then it became an even fight. And I mean, to address what he's saying about the charges that the one guy got, I mean, It was an altercation. I mean,
Yeah,
did you have to
yeah,
use a chair? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I
or
can
was
kind
it
of
just
understand. Yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of, look, it was one guy. Like if one guy got charges out of that, I can kind of we're gonna have to take that on the
But if
chin because
I believe
but
the
it did
brother
set a
who threw the
precedent.
hat got charges too, though. I think if correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the brother who tossed the hat got charged specifically.
no, I think
Is what I'm saying.
it could be. I haven't kept up to date. Only thing I knew for a fact that got charges with the guy with the charge with the upside the head of grandma. That was the only one.
But I tell you this, it's been a lot of incidences after that where is closely related. I'm not gonna say a racial thing, but chairs were brought out.
Yeah,
Chairs
yeah.
were brought out from that
It
moment
just
forward.
yeah.
2023 was crazy.
Yeah, that was a
I
pivotal moment for the culture, I think, because honestly, we don't, black folks don't really see each other coming together for a cause for many, like ever since civil rights, we don't really see it much. So it was a bit surprising, and some took gratification in it, to be honest, and some thought it was
One
done in
one
bad
could
taste.
say, one could say, man, and this is just, I'm not trying to be no kind of way. It's just an honest assessment. One could say, since the late 50s, early 60s to the civil rights era, prior to the civil rights era, I would say we were way more unified than than ever before in
yeah.
this history. And since we all came together, since we fought to sit next to or people who don't like us, since we fought to sit at a restaurant and eat the same food as the people who don't like us, and integrated in the school systems and things like, since we integrated, I believe that was the downfall and the actual demise of our unity. And since then, we haven't seen unity. Since then, we've been
Facts.
divided and then conquered. Since then, so I believe by it going all the way back to where was that at? That
Montgomery, Alabama.
Montgomery.
Alabama.
Ain't that where Martin Luther King was doing his thing?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's where he was
Okay, so this is a
born,
full circle. To
or he
me,
was
this
born
is
in
a full
Atlanta.
circle. Yeah, this
Plus
is a full
boycott.
circle event. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
me, that's what it seems like. And
Yeah.
now, like Sean said, yeah, man, we starting to see a rise in fighting back. We haven't had demonstrations of us as a culture fighting back, and it hasn't been publicized to my knowledge in I don't know how long. So yeah,
Mm.
I welcome any type of activity where we're not the initiators, but we are coming together and defending and doing what we know how to do best, which is scrap. You know,
Right,
like I know. If we
Hmm.
decide we want to fight, we the best at it. Come on,
right,
like
right,
hands
right.
down, we fight with each other over a drop of a hat. We don't take much at all. You can look at a brother crazy and you want to scrap with him. Like, man,
What you
what you
looking at?
looking at? Yeah, that's all it takes. That's
Mhm.
all it takes, and we can fight with each other. But it's
Now,
rare that you see us fighting for
s-
each other. And I
speaking
Well,
of
well,
salute
well,
that.
fights,
well, well
speaking
hold,
of
hold, hold
fights,
on
I
before
got
we
some
go.
topics for y'all. Some real interesting topics. This was a big fight, um, to me because it's something that really affected my loved ones. Right. Next topic: the UNLV school shooting. Also something that happened in 2023.
Wow, yeah, yeah, that was a big
Citizens
one.
Yeah,
are fighting for their lives out here.
Yeah,
yeah.
we have some loved ones there too, and that really affected us personally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was scary to know. It's tragic also. I believe some people were hurt, if not deleted, during that situation. Tragic, tragic, tragic. Our prayers go out to the families who lost theirs. Uh, uh, some of
But
our
according
loved
to
ones.
the survivors, the news ain't reporting the full story. According to
hundred
survivors
percent.
and local YouTubers in the area, they're saying that the reports that's given are not congruent with what actually happened. Some of the survivors who were actually there witnessed firsthand what was really going on, but the news is reporting a different story. Do you guys got any background knowledge of that?
Well,
Nah.
I will say absolutely from a person who was literally there, boots on the ground, running for her life. Yeah, she told me directly. The people who stay on campus and the people who were there, who got out of there, got out of Dodge before it became a circus,
Hmm.
while the shooter was still active, had to run for her life.
Hmm.
Yeah, the story that is being told after the paparazzi came and after the tape went up and after, you know, the chaos that ensued after. Nah, bro. I promise you, it was not that. There was
So
more
give me
than
give
one
me give me
shooter.
two examples of what the news is saying to what you know
Okay,
for sure is
here it is. This is what I will say,
different.
loosely with the details, but just zooming
Just two
into the
examples.
specifics of the difference of what they're reporting. So there's report that there's an active shooter. Okay, it comes across the ticker while they're in class. No sweat. Teacher doesn't notice. She turns her back. She looks at the monitor. Students already are reading it and tripping like, what is this? Teacher says, I don't know what to do. Never been in this situation. What do y'all want to do? The ticker says, fight or take flight or hide in place.
Hmm.
And they like, what? I don't understand. What is it saying? What are we talking about here? Active shooter. Teacher is not prepared for one thing. That's another topic. But the teachers were not prepared for this. They didn't know what to do. So
That's
the students decided we're gonna run for our lives.
hmm
This is prior to any, like, nobody even knows worldwide or statewide, let alone worldwide, what's going on. We finna run for our lives.
hmm
So that's what they chose to do. They chose to run for their lives. So they all looked out, they cracked the door, looked out, the dude is still busting, and
It
they
was
can
one
hear
guy.
him busting, and yeah, well, that's,
Okay.
I'm leading up to something dealing with the one guy. So boom, they look out. All right, cool. Nobody. People starting to trickle out and run. And, all right, let's go because they're hearing it now. It's getting louder. It's getting closer. So they running for their lives. They just running. Now people, and then they make their way to wherever they trying to go, to wherever they think is safety. They don't know exactly where he at.
Hmm.
So they're just running. People crying, and now it's starting to bubble up, and the fear is setting in. They don't know where he is, so he could be anywhere. So people are starting to stampede a little bit, and they're making their way out of the building and away from the actual building, and they're just still running, going to their cars. And then, of course, that's going to cause a gridlock to some degree because everybody going to their car and they trying to dip out of there.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna cut to it because there's details and whatnot. But
Yeah.
now let's say this is on the east side of the building where there's somebody reported to be down.
Okay.
There's a person down, right? Boom, there's a person down. All right. And then there's another person down, same side, close proximity, same side. And then you hear shots that are not on that side. Not
So,
on
so
that
wait a minute.
side.
You
Let's say the
said
east
you
side.
said hypothetically on the east side the shooter was down.
The shooter himself is reported to be down probably, I would say, 5-10 minutes. Let's say 5 minutes after the thing started. The ticker started, boom, in the
Hmm.
classroom. You're hearing shots. Oh, snap. You
Hmm.
running. You still hearing boom, boom. And you running. and then you don't hear too many, right? But you stampede, you running, you adrenaline, and you just trying to get out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Now you running from the east, you're going toward the west because that's it makes
Yeah.
sense. But there's a shot from the west, and it's like, well, dang,
More
I don't know where
shooters.
to go. I don't know where to go. So I'm getting out. I'm getting up out of here. Now everybody in the car, blah blah blah, and you get picked up, and the stampede. Now police starting to show up. Now everything is starting to really get chaotic. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's pandemonium pretty much.
Hmm.
Gridlock. You can't get out of traffic, and you finally squeeze up out of there. This and that. They close the certain streets down, and there was something on the other side, but you don't know what's going on. The report, official report, is seconds. I'm talking about 30 seconds. This is the news report. Seconds after the first shot. Seconds after the first shot. The original shooter was done. He was done. Seconds. Seconds. You could look it up within seconds.
Okay, well, yeah, look, yeah.
So to sum it up, you
that's-
saying that they saying the event was short and it was only one person, but what you just explained was that the event was way longer than what they said, and it seems to be more than one person. To sum it up,
Yes, way longer, and
gotcha.
the proof of it is there was actual bullet holes on the opposite building, not only the opposite side of one building, the opposite building itself. It was a whole nother building from the adjacent position to where there's no way. There's no way this dude within seconds was over here and ran way up the several flights of stairs, started doing his thing, came all the way down, and then got popped. Man, come on, man. Within seconds. That does not add up.
Yeah, that was
Easy news report.
Yeah, that was a very tragic situation that happened. It shouldn't have happened. Like we said, we got some we have some loved ones close to that situation, and our prayers go out to the family. To try and
100%.
to try
They need
to
tell
hold
the truth.
but to try to lighten things up, I'm gonna ask Sean this question that
What was it?
your boy Drizzy tied up MJ Michael Jackson in #1 singles.
That was
All right.
another one.
Is he the best there
Not to
is,
be
or what?
compared.
you gonna give Champagne Poppy the crown?
So here's the thing. I know #1 singles are not created, they're promoted.
Okay.
And so when you have favor from those who have power over who is successful in the game, it kind of misconstrues the results. But one thing we know is that when you reach those heights, some crazy things start happening, such as Michael Jackson or Prince, Bill Cosby, all of these big name people who, reach these milestones that are not common, right? When they get so high, I don't know, to address your question, he is a good artist. I do like his music. Could he have done it organically? Maybe. It's possible. But I do know that he, again, has a lot of favor with a lot of people in the rap game who have real power. So, shout out Champagne Poppy. Keep doing your thing, however you did it, keep doing it,
Yeah. Hey, Black, I got a question for you, man. Another thing that happened is your boy Ye lost $2 billion. Okay.
That was the end of 22, but he recovered in
23. Yeah, he recovered in 23. But what is your thoughts about Ye in late 22 to this 23 year, man?
He's back at it.
Now he just keep in mind he just apologized. He
just went on another rant. He back at it.
The dude need his meds, man. I don't know.
Well, I mean, outside of the meds, it's like, when you, this is just my opinion, man. Like, these cats, at some point, if they have any humanity in them, it eats away at them. The same as the control that these controllers have over him. His trainer, he called him a trainer for some reason, but his trainer threatened to drug him into oblivion. That's his word, not mine. He said, "I'll drug you into oblivion, and your days with your children won't be the same." This is what his threat. This is, you can look it up. You can look that up. He threatened him with that, and he said basically, because he does that, I guess he gives him, he gives him whatever drugs or meds that he gives him. I don't know why he's allowed to talk greasy to do like that. I don't know what their relationship is like, but all I know is Ye is the one that exposed him for this and called his first and last name and said he threatened me with this because he was fighting for his children. He was trying to get his children back. And he told him if he don't shut up, he gonna drug him into oblivion. And that was his takeaway. And he exposed it. So what I'm saying is, I believe when he said he ain't been on his meds in a minute during his last popular rant. Now he's apologizing. So what does that tell me? The apology, 1,000% fake, is just because he's back under control. Whose control is the question, but under control nonetheless. Now, my thing is, his honest opinions made a whole lot of sense to a whole lot of people, to a growing number of people, I would say, a growing number of people. Because people just still look at him like he needs help. But what I think he needs help from is whoever got him under control, because they are the ones controlling him. He talks real talk at times, and you got to admit that. He says some real stuff at times. You got to admit that. Now, the problem is when he recants everything he just said right after that. That's the problem, because it makes him look schizophrenic, like he needs to be on drugs. But the dude drugging him has bad intentions based off the evidence that Ye exposed. So, yeah, what do I think about it? Man, I think the dude needs to just go on and duck off somewhere and be around human beings, real people, non-industry related people. Go to China, go to Asia, go to Africa, go somewhere where your name is not like it is. Like, you're not worshipped by the masses. You're not an idol no more.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle had to do that. Went back to Africa.
100%. You got to do that. You got to cleanse, man. You got to cleanse of the idol worship, because people look at these people as gods on earth, straight up and down. Yeah, that's how they see them. And as long as they got that kind of pressure on them, they must produce. They must perform. So he has to have outlandish outbreaks to get his name back up, to get people back talking, energized, and then they go and drug him to where he's humble and subdued again. And then people can talk about that. All publicity is good publicity when you're in that world.
When you're in that celebrity world, yeah.
Because he's getting tortured, man. Either way.
Yeah, Sean, let me ask you, man. We almost lost Jamie Foxx, man. We almost lost the brother.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? I mean, he was on the brink, man.
Man, it's crazy. That tells me something similar that I'm doing in my own personal life for 2024 is, you got to focus on your health and wellness. If you do not have your health, you don't have nothing at all.
You think it was just his health, or you think it was something that was done to him? Because there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. Even he say somebody coming after him.
To be honest, I mean, I could dive in, but to focus on our topic of recapping 23, I'm gonna just say that it was a natural thing. I really can't really say specifically what happened to him. I can tell like you said, he said it. Somebody's after me, and he made that weird post how your closest friends will flip on you, and You know, so I know up in Hollywood there's a lot of stuff that goes on. But I have no proof of it, so I really can't speak on it.
Yeah.
But it is a good thing that he recovered from his illnesses and he is still with us. Um, I guess to address your conspiracies, it almost looks like a
Mm.
clone of some sort. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these celebrities, when they go to jail or get majorly ill, they come back and they just be different. Something about them be off. But I digress. I'm thankful
Yeah.
he's still with us. You know, we still got one of the greats with us.
No
So
doubt, no doubt.
shout out Jamie.
Shout out to Jamie. Much respect, much love to the brother. Hey Black, let me ask you this, man. Puffy, he got more cases on him. Bill Cosby, he got more cases on him. Cuba Gooding Jr., he got more cases on him. You know, what do you think about the downfall of a lot of, you know, and I think they're trying to go after a lot of other brothers, Jay-Z. What are your thoughts about this, man?
Well, I mean, I'll say this. One thing Eddie Griffin said on one of his stand-ups, he said basically no brother in entertainment will walk away from this industry clean. None of them is gonna walk away clean. If you made a notable name in this wicked world, this wicked industry of entertainment, where you're entertaining the oppressed, you're dancing and singing and laughing and joking and making millions doing it. You're a court gesture. You're a joke anyway. To the
It's almost like joining in order to join a gang, you got to have a body on you or something like that, right?
100%. They have to do dirt. They have to. Now, I believe they're given the option of the dirt they choose. This is why it's not coercion. This is why it's simply an offer being made under the guise of a contract, because something is expected on the other side of that. This is what I expect from you. You have these options. If you want this result, then prove it, because it's there for you if you do X, Y, Z. Now,
So are you saying that you don't know if they did it or they all got dirt, or you think it's because I'm gonna tell you, I find it very odd that all of the black men are getting targeted. There's probably 10 to 1 of other groups, I'll put it that way, have done the same, if not worse, than these brothers, but they are not
100%.
publicly displayed in a way that will assassinate their public character like it is for the
100%.
brothers.
This is what I'm agreeing with Eddie Griffin. This is why when he was saying that, you got to understand, man, and this is just my opinion, in this world, in this time frame that we're in, right? We're not meant to be on top, because we're meant to ultimately, run things. So it's not fair to others that you allotted time during their time to be running things. It's like if you call a timeout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, this timeout is for my squad. We finna get together and we finna discuss our game plan, right? Now, you can cheat and have a timeout too, but I'm calling the timeout. Basically, when we go back in, we can all play and, whatever. Long story short story long at this point. This is not our time to rule and reign, because our time to rule and reign is forever after this time and before this time. It was only a short time where we wasn't running things, to be fair, historically. Mm-hmm. So it's not fair that we run things now too. It's not fair. You got all these gifts and talents and you want to run things while it's my time to run things. Man, that ain't cool. So you got to put in more work. You got to put in extra work to run things during my time. Like, come on, man. You can't have it all day. So you got to jump through hoops and loops, and you got to sell everything. So that's what I see it as.
Right.
I got something for y'all, right? So y'all heard of the train derailing in Ohio, right? Y'all heard of the chemical spill in Arizona, right? Y'all heard of the missing train car from California that was filled with chemicals, and then all of a sudden there's this Canadian wildfire, right? That brings orange smoke to New York, right? Y'all heard of all of those incidences, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about it more.
Well, to touch on each of them, because I was about to make a statement,
Well,
but
we only
to
got a
break them down
couple
a
of
little bit,
minutes, so
a train derailed in Ohio that was full of chemicals, and a lot of these chemicals spilled off into the surrounding environment. So much to the point where people drinking water from their faucets in their homes wasn't safe to drink. The breathing air was questionable. A lot of people actually moved from these areas because it was so toxic to live. But to touch over in Arizona, there was a semi truck carrying a bunch of chemicals. I don't know if the driver fell asleep at the wheel or what, but he crashed and all these chemicals spilled into the surrounding environment as well. To go into the California incident, there was a train car that was supposed to be transporting a large amount of chemicals. I forget exactly what the chemical was, but not to address no conspiracy, when that chemical burns, right, it burns an orange smoke. And then shortly after that, train car was missing with all these. For one, I don't know how you move a whole train car and nobody sees it. Like, that's some whole higher up stuff. But chemicals was missing, and then there was a wildfire in Canada that brought orange smoke to New York. My whole point in bringing up all of these environmental incidences is that there were a lot of incidences, and even a lot of them that wasn't like mainstream media, right? Like, there's a company in Minnesota that spilled over 100 something thousand gallons of toxic wastewater into the Mississippi River. And they I want to say they did this at the end of 22, but we didn't hear about it until mid 23. My point in all of these incidences is I just Googled it, like, all right, how many has it been? And according to Google, there has been over 270 incidences of chemical disasters
and
in
it's been a
America.
lot. It's been a lot happening. But hit the like, share, and subscribe.